Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now, here's the guy who's your full-time moron covering reality TV. I am Rob Sesternino. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Has a Podcast here after Zingbot night on Big Brother 20. Such a momentous occasion in every Big Brother season. And here to talk about it with us is our great pal, Taran Armstrong. Taran, how are you?
Doing very, very well, Rob. I'm trying to contain my excitement here because I don't want to give away how much a fan I am of the podcast.
Okay. That's very important to not give that away. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and Taran, I promised a big surprise for you tonight, and
yes.
that big surprise, I went to the website bookcameo.com.
Oh
Taran,
no!
And I have something for you here tonight, and that something is a special message from Big Brother 20's own Kaitlyn Herman, and I'm going to play that message here for you tonight. Taran, let me cue that up. Okay, here we go.
Hi, Taran. It's me, Kaitlyn, from season 20 of Big Brother. I just want to stop by and say thank you so much for providing the most incredible live feed updates. Keep up the good work. Sending you all the love and light in the world. Namaste, baby.
That was good, right? That was worth it.
Wow, that was amazing, Rob. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm very touched.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm actually still here.
Wait, hold on a second. Big Brother
Kaitlyn Herman is in the house.
Big Brother Kaitlyn is on the line. Kaitlyn, how are you?
I'm great, Rob and Taran. How are you guys?
We're so excited and lots of love and light. Namaste to you, Kaitlyn.
Namaste to you. Namaste to you guys.
Yes, and we have been trying to get Kaitlyn with us here for quite some time. It's proved even more difficult than an 8-piece puzzle to get Kaitlyn here with us, but our good friends over at CBS have given us permission to speak with Kaitlyn, only by phone though. That we were not no video, but by phone this was allowed. So thank you to everybody over at CBS for allowing us to hear from the star of Big Brother 20, Kaitlyn Herman.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. Kaitlyn, so many questions, so much to talk to you about here tonight. How have things been for you in these couple of weeks outside of the house?
Everything actually has been fine. You know, I obviously a lot of backlash about certain things I did on the show, but at the end of the day, like, I know myself, I know my truth, my friends and family do too, and I'm really just kind of rolling with it. Like, it was still such a fun opportunity, and there are some things that I wish I could have done differently, but I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll be back one day.
Yeah, maybe. And I really want to commend you. I think that you've taken everything with, so in such a great stride, that this was a tough way to go out of the game. And I'm sure there was a lot of adversity facing you outside of the house, but you've been in good spirits. And I think that was, you were very resilient, I think.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because, I mean, the bottom line is this, like, we are all human beings. Like, we are all going to make mistakes in life, and then we're going to grow from them. So, I mean, I'm no exception. Just because I was cast on a TV show doesn't mean or make me perfect at all. So I think it's a good lesson for everyone and other people just, you know, to put out there that you can rise from, you know, kind of going through something difficult. And hopefully there are people that resonate with me and they can take this message and grow themselves.
Okay. All right. We want to get into everything going on in the house currently because you've had this unique perspective of being in there for a month and now being out here with us for the last couple of weeks and being able to see what's going on. Now, do you keep an eye on the feeds or do you just watch the show?
Well, I keep an eye on Taran, so I guess I keep an eye on the feeds. That's the easiest way.
That's what most of us do.
Yeah, I mean, he's really just like my vessel for like figuring out what's going on. So
yes.
like
he's so good at it, right?
No, he's like superior.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, you're so welcome.
Okay, well, this week, the Fessy HOH week, so many of us on the outside have just looked on and have been just mesmerized that we never thought that a week like this could be possible. What's been your opinion on Fessy's turn here as HOH?
I want to say I'm shocked, but I'm not. I'm not shocked at all. I mean, Faysal Shafaat is just not that smart. And, it's kind of embarrassing because it's like he has an incredible heart. He's a great kid, but he doesn't really know how to play the game. And what he's doing right now is kind of unacceptable. Like, I would understand it if he did it the week that I was HOH because, it's week 2, alliances or whatever. Like, there's still so many people in the house. It's up in the air. It is day 59, and he doesn't know who's on his side or not. I mean, it is so sad.
It's a little sad. It's a little sad. Now, do you see things when you are watching the show and hearing all of these updates that just completely blow your mind from how you looked at things when you were in the house?
Oh my God. I mean, totally. Just, it's so easy as a viewer to recognize how obvious the sides are in the whole level 6 thing. And to be honest, I feel like if I was still in the house, I would be able to pick up on it. But in that house, I mean, you are just so stuck. You don't even realize like the different alliances going on. So part of me like understands where Fessy's coming from, but then the other part of me is like, dude, like how are you not seeing these numbers right now? Like I can't. I wish I could understand what's going on through his head, but I don't.
Yeah, well, we have 10 million different things to talk about, and Taran, feel free to jump in wherever you want to go. Tonight we saw Scottie try to help himself get off of the block and try to throw Haleigh under the bus. And in the episode, he ended up saying that the reason why Haleigh should go up on the block was because he looked at her as a Kaitlyn 2.0. What do you think about that comment from Scottie?
You know what? It was strange, but I understand it from like the edit perspective, sure, but like I'm just shocked that people are still talking about me. Like, I mean, even when Taran does reviews, like, actually keep my name out of your mouth. Like, what? Why?
Even Taran?
No. Like,
Taran's fine.
Taran's amazing. But it's like, why am I still being brought up in that house? Like, I've been out of there for a very long time. Like, stop talking about me. Stop making jabs at me. It's like, I'm not even there to defend myself. It's too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you don't see yourself as a Haleigh 1.0?
I absolutely don't.
Yeah.
Why, do you?
No, I do not. Now, I know that you and Haleigh, had a friendship in the house.
Yeah.
What do you think about the game that she's gone on to play here over the last couple of weeks?
I was actually super proud of her during the hacker week. I thought that what she was doing was so awesome until she held the house meeting.
Mm-hmm.
She held that house meeting, and I was shaking my head like, no, what is going on? And then Bayleigh's mouth started bleeding, and like she was yelling at Tyler. I mean, it was too much. So up until that point, and then her HOH week was a total flop, as Zingbot said. So that was sad to see. But I mean, it's kind of sad because I was really rooting for her despite all the things she says about me in the house. I was rooting for her, and now I don't see her making it very far.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well,
go ahead.
I feel like she had a similar problem this week that I feel like she had during your HOH week, which is that she's not really sticking up for what she believes in in a lot of respects. Like, I mean, she was completely convinced to put Scottie on the block, but even after she came around to the idea that maybe it's not a good idea, she was kind of just like, I don't think this is a good idea, Fessy, but whatever, that's fine.
Taran,
we can
still
do it.
That's a valid point, and it kind of sucks because like I wish. She's really a smart girl. She's 21 years old, but she's one of the smartest people I know. And like, I wish she stood up for her beliefs a little more because
stand in her truth.
Stand in your freaking truth, Haleigh, because it's true. Even during my week, like we all saw the clips, like when I was going to backdoor Swaggy. I was under a lot of pressure. Tyler was telling me that my whole alliance basically hates me. It was too early in the game. I felt like I wanted to pick his side. And when I told Haleigh about it, she's like, that's not a bad idea. Like, he's going to come for you. And like, then I see her, talking about it with everyone else in the alliance and saying that it was a bad idea. So I wish she had, said something, because as my friends and as a girlfriend, like, I really thought that we could work together on making decisions, but she made me feel like it was going to be okay, and she's making Fessy feel like it was okay. She should stick up for herself a little more and her beliefs.
Okay, Kaitlyn, do you have any insight into what you think the future might hold for Fessy and Haleigh outside of the house?
I actually think their relationship is very sweet. Do I think it will last? I'm really not sure. I think there's potential there. I think that there's a lot of insecurities on Fessy's end that he needs to take care of if he wants to be with someone like her, because she's very confident and beautiful and, has this way. And it could work. I mean, it really could work, but who knows?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think that, she's 21. I'm not sure where exactly she lives, but, that there's not a great track record on these Big Brother relationships. And especially one like this, which is like kind of a flirtmance. I mean, they're not necessarily like, I wouldn't call them, sorry, Fessy, but I wouldn't call them boyfriend and girlfriend in the house.
Right.
So it's not like they're, Jess and Cody or Brendan and Rachel in the house. And it's hard to then develop that outside of the house. Not to say it's never happened, but if you're not already tight in the house, it's hard to then get out of the house, be further away, and then develop that.
Sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Who knows what's going to happen? I actually thought rewatching it was, as much as this is going to sound dumb, I thought it was actually very sweet to watch the way Fessy actually used the veto on her and took that leap of faith, because, I mean, I'm a sucker for love, and I thought it was nice that he did that for her. I obviously didn't know the extent of how much he liked her. So who knows? He's obviously very into her. So we will see. Time will tell.
Was it true? A lot of people were doubting the fact that you threw that veto to Fessy the week that you were on the block. Is it true that you threw it, or were you just saying that you threw it to Fessy?
No, I threw it. I threw it, and I trusted him so much. And that, I'd say, is the one, because when you get home, you like replay a lot of moments in your head. Like, how could I have done this differently? Like, it's just kind of this big cycle. And that's one of the moments that I replay over and over and over again. And I'm just like, that was probably the dumbest thing I did in that game. Two of the dumbest things I did were voting to evict Steve and throwing the veto to Fessy. That was embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, going back to that week where you ended up voting to evict Steve, of course, Tyler played a big part in that. And of course, he was a big part of your game and your time in the house. What have you thought about Tyler now that you've gotten to see all the episodes and watch him go on over these last couple of weeks?
It's actually very weird, because on a game level, he is playing an incredible game, and I'm super impressed. And the fact that he's a super fan, and I mean, he went in there with a goal and a mission. It's off-putting, though, to watch the way he manipulated me, and he manipulates so many people in that house, and to think about the very authentic, real moments we had together, and then to think, was that fake? And then to watch him on live feed say, like, Kaitlyn was number 10 for me, and then 5 minutes later he'll say to Kaycee, I was crying under a sheet the week that Kaitlyn left because she was the realest part of my game, but now he's in a showmance with Angela. Like, I don't know what they are, but like, it's very confusing for me, and I feel like I don't even know who he is, so it makes it a little easier to rewatch it and be like, it's easier for me to disconnect from the hurt that I have now, because I'm just like, I don't even know this kid at all, so it's a lot. I don't even know.
When you first came out of the house, you said that you were rooting for Tyler to win. You wanted him to do it. Do you still feel that way?
Yes and no. He's obviously playing an incredible game, so I would like for him to win. But I also think now, watching other people, I think Brett and JC are both playing good games. So I'd be proud of him if he won, but I'm not like, oh my God, he needs to be the winner or my life is ruined. Like, a lot of people deserve it, you know?
Go back to Tyler and Angela, which has really started to come together here in the last couple of weeks. What do you think of them as a couple?
Hello? You
Yes.
froze for a
That was good.
second.
What do you think of Tyler and Angela as a couple?
I don't know. Like, it's interesting. I didn't expect it. It makes sense. They're both like Hilton Head natives,
Yeah.
I guess, and they are pretty and they work out. I mean, sure, like it's fine. I didn't see that when I was in the house, so this obviously developed recently since I've left. I can't really give my honest opinion about it because I am not around them.
Okay. We've seen.
Well, how do you feel about JC? You mentioned JC as a good player here. Like what were your thoughts on him in the game? Because he's somebody that had been casting these hinky votes. He'd been part of a lot of flips. Did you recognize that when you were in the house? Were you surprised to find out who the real JC was coming out?
Oh yeah, I was totally surprised because like the first 2 weeks, all I remember thinking to myself is this kid does not know how to play the game. Like we would have these conversations and he just like did not know what he was talking about like 90% of the time we spoke. But I feel like somewhere along the way he figured it out and now he's doing well. Like people don't expect things from him and I'm really interested to see like where he ends up landing in these next few weeks because, I mean, he could really just fly under the radar, I think.
Okay. Now, you ended up going out on Sam's HOH week. Sam has had...
What a nightmare.
Sam has had a hard time over these last couple of weeks. Did you see any of this in Sam during your time in the house?
Oh, my God,
the instability?
Yes. I mean, everything that I said... You saw like a twitch like in her eye, like she wanted to just punch me straight in the face. Like, and I could be like talking about like meditation or just like I'm gonna cook like an omelet. Does anyone want? And it would be like this look in her eye of like I hate you, and it made no sense. But I saw it, and I still tried to like be her friend. And when she said what she said to Haleigh and I when she put us on the block, I was so shocked that she did that. I mean, when have you ever seen a moment like that in Big Brother history where she just straight up goes, on week 4, this has really nothing to do with the game. It's just, I think you don't give enough to the house and you take the most and you're disrespectful to men. Like, what?
Yes.
What was that?
And you set back the opposite of female empowerment.
The opposite of female empowerment.
God. The opposite of female empowerment. And there was a moment, and it wasn't on the show, but I had gone up to her room and, you know, I took a moment to myself to try to like compose myself and not come at her. And I just went up to her room and I said to her, Sam, maybe we have different definitions of female empowerment. Tell me what your definition of female empowerment is. And she said, you know, being a strong woman, being able to fend for yourself, fight for yourself, pay for yourself, this and that. And I'm like, okay, great. So that's your definition. Mine is women supporting other women. And you proved the opposite. So I can't blame her for having a different definition than I do of female empowerment. But it's like, dude, I mean, that was too much.
Yeah. We saw her going after Haleigh again tonight, where she was trying to get Fessy to put her up on the block. She said like, "Oh, it's gonna be like if you blow up a balloon and then let it fly out of the house. It's gonna be great."
I don't understand it. It's a very deep rooted, and I hate to get coachy, but like, it's very clear to me, and I feel like to a lot of other people that there's a little bit of deflecting going on. There's a little bit of insecurity within herself that she sees something in myself and she sees something in Haleigh or Angela that she either wishes she had the confidence to act like or not, and she therefore is taking it out in a really personal way. And I don't think that's very nice, to be honest.
Who do you have an opinion on the use of baggy sweatshirts and whether or not that is for or against female empowerment?
What do you think?
They were pretty baggy.
They were. I mean, I don't know.
Your opinions on this.
Drove all the guys wild.
It drives the guys crazy.
What was the color of Sam's aura?
You know what is really interesting? Someone asked me that the other day, actually, and she's very green. She's very sensitive, but there's a side to her, and it was interesting because when I met her the first few days, and you start to get everyone's auras, and you're like, well, I don't really know them, but I know how to classify them in my own head. Very sensitive is like the thing that comes up when you're green. Like you're very sensitive, you have a very emotional side to you. And I was like, oh, this is sweet. Like I could probably get along with someone like this. And then it was like a 180. So there's part of me that believes that the real Sam, the outside of the house Sam, is a very sweet and sensitive and emotional girl, and a caregiver is a part of a green aura. So she's certainly that. But I do think that this house, since it's a pressure cooker, it's adding a lot of stress to her, and it's kind of causing a bit of like a mental breakdown, for lack of a better word.
Now, Kaitlyn, do you need to be in the physical presence of someone to do an aura reading? Or, for instance, are you able to see Taran's aura when you watch him on the daily feed updates?
I'm able to see both of your auras.
Oh, okay.
So
can we get a readout?
Both of you are the same aura.
Oh.
Do you want to guess what color you are?
I've heard plaid.
You're not plaid, Rob.
Okay. Yes. What is it?
Both of you are actually yellow, and that's the same aura as Scottie. That's the same aura.
That's not great.
No, it's great. It's also Tyler, though.
Okay. All right.
You're like, that doesn't help.
No, I mean, I take Tyler over Scottie, with all due respect to Scottie.
No, there's a sense of, I don't want to say that you're psychic, either of you, because you're not, but you do have a strong sense of intuition. You do, whether you'd like to admit it or not. It's like the most that will ever happen for the two of you is like, let's say you think of someone that you haven't seen in like 10 years, and then all of a sudden they text you or they show up, you see them at a grocery store. It's like, that's the most that will happen to either of you, but you are very intuitive, very guided.
Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah, you should. It's a good one.
That's how Taran was thinking of Hardy from Big Brother 2 recently, and he showed up on the Taran show. So it worked.
It worked. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, good for you. Kaitlyn, did you miss being in the house for the Zingbot, or were you happy to avoid the Zingbot?
Did I avoid the Zingbot?
Well, you got it on Twitter. Yes.
Yeah, like I can't win. I literally can't win. So I feel like if I was in the house, it would have been really bad.
Yeah.
So
well, the Zingbot said to you on Twitter that I believe the Zingbot said that the Zingbot hopes I don't crack under the pressure like Kaitlyn did, and you were a good sport about that. But can you talk about the puzzle a little bit, because we were incredulous that night, that we felt like, okay, well, Kaitlyn got voted out, but it's gonna be fine. She's got this puzzle, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. She's got this.
Plenty of time. I mean, this is what happened. You got called in. It's time for the live show. I was super convinced that it would maybe be split in a way. I didn't necessarily I had a feeling I was going to be the one voted out, but I didn't really think it was going to be unanimous. Everyone does their voting. You get told 9-1. I mean, I was shocked. And then I see the +1 on the screen. And when I saw that, I thought that literally meant I have an extra life. Like, I don't have to do, like, I just thought I was automatically moved on to the next round. So I fall to the ground, like little Miss Drama Queen that I am. But I was excited. And then they tell me I have to go upstairs and compete. So I'm like, great, this is just another thing. You're live on television. Millions of people are watching you. Julie Chen is sitting outside. Your house guests are being told that they can watch you from the living room. Like, I'm thinking of everyone. I don't even have a minute to connect to my spirit guides. I mean, I am just all over the place. And there I am looking at my reflection in a puzzle. And I, get all my pieces. I put them under the glass door. I'm ready. And then I have this moment where I put it together on the floor, and I literally hear what I would like to think is my intuitive voice saying, it's okay. Like, you don't have to do this. And I kind of give up for a second, but then I realize, there's probably a lot of people watching me that want to see me succeed. Like, let me just try. Let me try. And at that point it was too late. And I'm not disappointed in myself for that moment, because truthfully, there was a lot of damage control to do on the outside of the house. And had I been in there for just one more week, like who would have known? The internet would have killed me. I'm happy that I even had the opportunity to like redeem myself in some sort of way to be on the show with you and Taran. Like life is fine. I just, it was embarrassing. That's really all it was.
Yeah, but it was not a great moment for you, but a great TV moment, as there's so little that we get to see on Big Brother that is a genuine surprise. Although a lot this season, I have to say. But we were just all gobsmacked that night.
I know. I mean, that will literally go down as one of like the most shocking moments. Like, how did this not happen? I mean, production was probably like, are you joking?
Yeah. Can you take us through your debriefing into, your life as you got out of the house, and sort of like, as what that's like to be in sequester for 4.5, 5 weeks, and then come out and then, be facing, the world, which is super focused on you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very weird feeling. And, when you get out of the house and then you get your phone, I had to take a few hours before I even looked at it. And the first thing I saw when I looked at my phone was just tons and tons of texts from friends and family saying, like, how proud they were. And, then you obviously go to Instagram and to the internet and Twitter, and you see a lot of love, but a lot of hate, and not just like regular hate, like really nasty things. And it's like people forget. Just because I was on a TV show, it's like they forget that I'm actually a human being with feelings and a heart, and like people make mistakes, and it was really difficult. The first 48 hours out of that house were probably two of the worst days of my life, and I had a lot to deal with, and I had to kind of come back to who I was and continue my meditation and continue like journaling and practicing what I believe in. And with time, I started to remember my true message, which is, we grow from what we go through. So I'm okay. And I know it sounds crazy to a lot of people, but like within this experience, I still believe it's all happening for the highest good. So if you have so much faith like I do that things are working out the way they're supposed to, you don't even have time to get like upset or mad, because I have so much faith that it's perfect, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How much of a help were some of the other house guests when you came out with going through this process?
Oh my God. You mean the alumni? They were incredible.
Well, I meant specifically the people from your season.
Oh, are you kidding? No one except for Winston.
What about Winston? Yeah.
Winston and I have become so close. Like, it was actually funny because my Instagram apparently was deactivated when I got out of the house, and someone made a fake account. So for the first 2 days, I'm trying to get a hold of Winston, and he's not answering my Twitter DMs. And it turns out that he thought he was talking to me on Instagram, and it was a fake account for like 2 days. So that was very sad. But I tried to reach out to Steve. I tried to reach out to Swaggy, and I got nothing but hate. So I felt very alone.
Yeah. Can you talk about what is your relationship with Swaggy C at this point?
You know what? There's only love from my end. Like, I genuinely love the kid. So I think he needs time. I would need time too if I were him. He was a huge fan of the game, and essentially I took that opportunity from him. I think eventually he will be able to kind of let go of the resentment and realize that week was difficult for me, and I was very vulnerable, and I was listening to Tyler. So, I apologize to him, and I think we'll reach a place where we're okay, but he needs time, and I understand that. And as far as Steve's concerned, I haven't even heard from him. I tried to reach out.
Where is Steve? It's supposed to be the summer of Steve.
The first thing my brother said to me when I got home was, "Kaitlyn, you ruined my summer of Steve." And I was like, "Matthew, shut up."
Summer of Steve 2018.
Yeah. Ruined.
That is my favorite thing.
I mean, the most impressive thing to me is how great a sport you've been outside of the house. You talked about how you've sort of you feel like it's for the greater good, so you're able to be okay with it. Is that why you're able to be such a great sport? Well, certain other people have been a little less good sports about it.
Yeah, totally. Because like I said before, when you are someone that has so much faith that like everything is happening perfectly, like the way it's supposed to, then like nothing really bothers you. And that doesn't mean that like I don't take accountability for like the mistakes that I've made. It just means that like I'm gonna learn from them, and I'm also like a good sport in general. Like I think a lot of the things that happen on the show with me are really actually very funny. So I'm not gonna not laugh or be bitter when someone. I mean, like the That's So Raven edit of me is like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, there are just certain things that are just. I mean, how could I not laugh? So yeah, I mean, it's all love from me. It really is. I can't even make this up. It's all love.
Kaitlyn, were you upset when JC said that the bird in the backyard was you coming back into the backyard?
No, it was so funny. I mean, like, it was literally, and then the bird pooped, and it was just like the perfect moment. It was perfect. Everything about it was great.
Yeah. Brett has really come alive for us over these last couple of weeks. Did you see this sort of potential in him during your time in the house, or was he just mostly fixated on Winston?
He was actually very fixated on Winston, but there was always that potential. I always saw that potential in Brett, which is why I was so disappointed. During that week, I kind of went off on him because I heard that him and Winston went and told Scottie that they should kind of throw him under the bus, because I always saw that in him. And I was hoping that, and without knowing that there was a level 6, I always thought that Brett and I could work together. And that made me upset. But I'm really impressed with how he's playing this game, and it's working out for him. It really is.
Kaitlyn, how do you think Scottie is going to handle potentially going out if things continue in the direction they're headed on Thursday night? I think that he's going to have a tough time with it.
I do too. I do think he's going to have a tough time with it, but and it sucks because I know he really misses his family, and his family really misses him. I've been talking to his sisters, and it's a shame because he's such a good guy, but he's leaving. If he leaves, it will be in a very honorable way, and it's kind of like Rachel. Like, that's all you can really hope for. Like, you're leaving. You did the right thing, and maybe he'll get another chance to do something else one day. But it sucks that it's gonna suck if he goes home. I don't think he deserves to leave.
Did you see it coming? Just how sort of head over heels Scottie was for Haleigh?
Kinda, yeah. To be honest, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you just saw it. Like, every time they spoke, they'd have so much fun together, and they'd laugh together, and they'd make like the dumbest jokes, and they fed off of each other's nonsense, and it was very sweet to watch. And I feel for him. I don't think he's ever felt this way about someone before, and he doesn't know what to do with himself, and he's going to be dealing with a lot.
Real quick, a couple other people we haven't touched on. Rockstar went out this past week. What did you think about watching her in these last couple of weeks?
Rockstar, if I could go back and do anything differently, like as far as alliances are concerned, I would have made a final 2 with that girl. I know that sounds insane, but like, it just would have been fun to watch. It would have been good entertainment. The both of us just spitting off of each other. And to be honest, intuitively, she was spot on. I mean, she had said to me from week 1, Tyler is a threat, and Brett is a threat. She said to me all the things that were true, and I was so blinded by kind of her ridiculousness that I didn't even like take it seriously. But I was disappointed to see her leave. I would have liked to see her win, honestly. She deserved the win. She deserved the money. And I thought her exit interview was great. So that was fun to watch.
Now, Bayleigh, she really started to go downhill right after you left. It was the night you left that she went on to become HOH, and that was really the beginning of the end for her. What did you think about her last 2 weeks in the house after you were gone?
I feel for her because, like I said before, the house is totally a pressure cooker, and she reached her limit, and it was too much. And I know she's probably really embarrassed at the way she exploded in the house, and I know she didn't want to do that, but she has so much love. She has an amazing relationship with her family, and now with Swaggy coming out, and they're going to be together, so she'll be fine. But I was I felt bad for her. It wasn't like she was exploding because she wanted to or was good for TV. She was genuinely emotionally done, and it was sad. What did you guys think of that?
I mean, it was a tough, fall from a peak. It really felt like that those, those 2 weeks after Swaggy went home, that she was really on the rise. But then it was
Yeah.
a very quick drop for Bayleigh.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I feel bad for that.
If you could point to like one thing that you think was the biggest cause of Faute's sort of not only demise but sort of just like floundering throughout the entire season, like what do you think has caused this? Because it's kind of unprecedented just how far they've gone, just being completely in the dark and sort of failing at what they've tried to do every single week.
Yeah, well, I'd say the moment that I didn't even take Faute seriously was the moment um, that I was told by Tyler and multiple other people in the house that Swaggy was running around saying he's the leader of the group. I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. When he's in power, I'm going to be the first one gone out of the group. Like, nobody takes me seriously. They think I'm a cannonball, like all this stuff. And I just said to myself, week one, I said to myself, oh my God, it is way too early in this game for me to be on the wrong side of history. And I freaked out. I was like, this is going to be the most embarrassing thing ever if here I am in an alliance and this is true. And like, this is what they're saying about me and I'm actually not involved. And the rest of Fauci would always have like meetings without me. And it was always just very strange. And then, so I was totally checked out. So once I was given, the information by Tyler and he gave me the wrong information about Sam's power, he basically said to me, Kaitlyn, if you don't vote to evict Steve, Sam's going to use her power and it's gonna affect you and your alliance's game very negatively. And there was part of me that was like, screw it. Like, I'm mad at all of them right now. They don't like me. They don't want me in their alliance. Let me vote to evict Sam and they can all get in trouble and I'll be safe or whatever it is. But then I was like, no, like it's week one. Let me be what I thought was being loyal to them and vote to evict Steve. And I did that. And by doing that, I messed it up. And just believing Tyler was the beginning of the demise of Faute. That was it.
But a summer of excitement was born.
It really was. I mean, this is such a fun season.
Yeah. No, it's been really, I think it's been the most fun season that I've gotten to cover. And I've been covering the show since Big Brother 12 on these podcasts. So it's been really, really fun. Kaitlyn, will you be invited to the Faute reunion?
Is there going to be a Faute reunion?
I bet they'll take a picture at the finale.
I mean, we should take a picture at the finale. Have you guys seen that edit that someone made of like
the Friends opening credits? Yeah, very funny.
Oh my God, that is it's the funniest thing ever. I mean, we will go down as one of the funniest alliances in history. Like the name, everything about it.
And you named it.
Yeah.
I named it. I mean, that is just the most Kaitlyn. My friends at home are like that. I mean, that is the most Kaitlyn thing we've ever heard. But I mean, it was so stupid and so funny. And as stupid as the whole thing was, like it made for such good television. And it's like I can't even be pissed. I just can't. It's so funny.
Okay. Kaitlyn, what do you have planned now between now and the finale?
So I'm coming back to LA. Right now I'm in New York. I'm on Long Island. And I'm going to come back to LA, spend some time there, kind of just like get myself back to completely centered, completely aligned, because I need to show up to that finale calm, cool, and collected with zero hate in my heart for any of those people and just ready to hear them out. I want to be able to speak to them in a calm place and, just spending some time. I'm going to be with Rachel and Winston out in LA. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to do some fun things together and we'll have fun. I'm hopefully going to meet you guys soon.
Yes. Okay. Well, the next time we talk to you, we want to have you here in the studio. We'll see you at the finale, hopefully, and then
Yes.
we'll get you here in the studio as well. Now, is it true that you are still considering having live feeds in the house with Winston and Rachel?
It's not true.
Not true.
It's the most untrue thing that would ever happen. I will unless I'm on the Big Brother show, you will never see me in a home with cameras.
Okay. All right.
I'm so over that life.
We need something for Taran to cover in October.
Taran, we could just like FaceTime privately.
Sounds good.
Great.
You will definitely have to come on my my other podcast, The Taran Show. We'll do an interview.
Oh my God, 100%. Whenever you guys want me, I really appreciate the hard-hitting journalism you two do.
Thank you.
Is everything to me.
Okay. Taran, anything else we want to ask Kaitlyn while she's here? Actually, let me give you, we have some questions from Twitter. This is from Joe. Is Tyler really just good at the game, or is everyone else truly this bad? Because that boy is not a great liar. I feel like that Tyler, all of his lies are like, so, what do you think? Like, he has like a different voice, I think, when he's being honest and also then when he's trying to sell something.
Yeah, it's like now that I watch it back, I can pick up on Tyler's like lying mannerisms versus his truthful ones. But like Tyler has you know what it is, guys? Tyler has very trusting eyes.
Trusting eyes. That's what it is, Taran.
It's his eyes. It's his trusting eyes. And he just has this ability to make you feel like you're it. Like there's no one else. Like you are safe with him. I don't know what the hell it is, but he's incredible at it.
Okay.
Who were you more loyal to ultimately when it came down to it? Were you more loyal to Tyler or Fessy in that house?
Truthfully, way more loyal to Tyler.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, way more. And like, I would have taken that to the end. Like, if it was down to, let's say it was like final 6, like we're already like in jury, I would have picked Tyler over Fessy any day of the week if I hadn't picked up on Tyler's gameplay with anyone else.
Okay. L Anonymous wants to know, if you were Zingbot, who would you zing the hardest of the remaining house guests and why?
Oh, Sam, because she zinged me.
Yeah, Sam got it pretty hard from the Zingbot tonight.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah. This is a question. I don't know if you agree with this one. Stacked in Florida wants to know, when did you realize that Fessy is a big, dumb puppet?
You know, Fessy did this thing all the time, which I think you guys start seeing a little bit of, where it's just like this look of like straight confusion. Like
we've seen
what,
we know
like,
that's called the Fessy look. Yes.
Yeah, the Fessy look I learned very early on, and it is so special and so different and so unique to him that he always knew that. I mean, I said it during my exit interview, and he was like, you know, when Julie said Fessy's a great game player, and I straight up said, no, he's not. Like, I knew that from day one. I mean, he's just, you gotta love him, though. He's just a big sweetheart. Okay.
Mr. Robot Taran wants to know, who does your third eye see winning the next HOH? Kaitlyn, I feel like that Mr. Robot Taran is being a little mocking there, and that's not the real Taran. That's a robot
funny.
Taran.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
Taran?
parody.
Yeah, knock it off, Robot Taran.
I could tell you who I want to win. I mean, but I really can't. I can't decide who's going to. I mean, listen, if Sam or JC wins that, that will just be like epic TV. Epic. Or Haleigh.
Mm-hmm.
If someone in level 6 wins, it's just going to be so classic and typical, and like we know what's going to happen. It's just going to be boring. I want to see either a Faute or a floater.
Kaitlyn, what did you think about when Fessy broke the sink?
When Fessy broke the sink, I was in tears laughing. And I was almost kind of annoyed that Haleigh didn't like laugh as much.
Oh, hold on. You dropped the phone? What happened?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
When I was almost annoyed that Haleigh like wasn't laughing at it. She was just like, oh my God, this is so annoying. We have to leave my room. It was the funniest thing. He completely broke the sink. Like the sink fell off of the wall and you're not laughing. Like it was so funny.
Okay. There's a question from Gwen who wants to know, I need to know the color of One Lucky Gaze or a Namaste. Now, do you know who Brent is, who's also on the podcast?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
Brent was on When was he on?
He's on all
wasn't
the
he
time.
This morning?
Yeah. And so I don't think he was on this morning. But he's on last night. Last night he was on in the LFC Roundtable. Are you able to do a reading on Brent's aura?
I'm pretty sure his name is Bront. It's pronounced Bront. Yeah.
If we pull up a picture of him, I can.
Okay. Well, I know that we're talking to you just on audio, so.
Yeah, no, I can't. I have to see a picture of him.
All right. So sorry.
Shame.
Next time you tell us. Okay.
Yeah. Next time.
What's this say? This is Grandpa Lou still in the Big Brother house? Okay. Yes.
Listen, I want to say something about Grandpa Lou.
Yes.
The literal. Okay, there are people that are making fake Twitter accounts of my deceased grandfather. Like, first of all, get a life. Like, that just seems like a lot.
But in a way, they're honoring him.
Is that what you think?
I think that I feel like that it gives a legacy. A lot of people didn't know about Grandpa Lou before all this.
That's true. I mean, it's fine. Grandpa Lou is no longer in the Big Brother house. Your spirit, like your guides and your loved ones, stay with you. And if I'm not there, he's not there.
Okay. All right. Mel wants to know, what was the most surprising thing for Kaitlyn to find out when she got out of the house, besides finding out about Tyler?
Oh my God, that Brett is what is he? What
hacker?
Does he do for a living? Oh my God, yeah. Like, I knew something was up. I knew he wasn't in sales because every time we'd ask him about it, he just like wouldn't go into detail.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a smart guy. My God, that is like an unbelievable job.
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy when the rest of the house finds out that he's a hacker and there was a hacker twist. It feels like that.
Oh my God.
Like, what?
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Okay. Taran, do you have anything else for Kaitlyn tonight?
I think we're good.
Kaitlyn, this was so wonderful, and I really appreciate you giving us so much time. I know how busy you are after the show, but Taran and I both we tried to manifest this, and we're so happy that it came to be.
Of course. Thanks for having me, guys. You're a lot of fun.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say to the audience, to your fans, to your critics?
You know what? I think I've said it all. I love you guys. Keep listening to Rob and Taran. They're doing a really great job. If you want to hear the hard-hitting news, like I said before, this is where you should go. And just keep, sending love to the other house guests, to Swaggy, to Steve, to Rachel, to Winston. Like, enough of the hate. We went through a lot, and it's just, we could use it. All of us could use it right now. So just keep sending them love and light, and I'm sending love and light to you all.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it so much. Anything you want to come on and talk about in the future, we have an open door over here for you, Kaitlyn.
Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Okay. All right. Take care. Follow Kaitlyn. Follow Kaitlyn on social media as if you weren't already. At Kate Coaching. There you go. She's already hung up. Okay. That's good. Taran, oh my God. Can you believe it?
There we go.
What a night.
Rob, I was so surprised by the voice message, and then it was a real person.
Yeah, she's into the show. She's into the show. So
I was just living a dream, Rob.
Wow, that was great. That's great. All right, let's. Not a ton went on in the episode besides the Zingbot. Let's talk that through, and then we'll preview what's coming tomorrow night. With we still have this vote. Taran, such an interesting episode tonight where we didn't get the power of veto meeting.
Yes, I gotta say, I love that. Was this the most exciting episode ever? No, but I love setting the precedent that they don't have to follow the same tired formula that they've always followed. This is fantastic, I think, for the show as a whole. If they feel like they have the flexibility to do this now, I think that speaks wonders for the future of the show.
Yeah, you had the Zingbot come in, you had the sort of a long competition, then you had that really hysterical conversation with Fessy and with Sam. So they felt like, let's save it for tomorrow. I guess they feel like that maybe they don't have a ton of meat on the bone for who's going to go home. They don't really have enough to build a story for maybe what the two sides of the vote are going to be. But it's good to mix it up. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, this was a very front-loaded week. We had some of the most interesting and exciting moments of the entire season, all front-loaded at the first half of the week. And then once the veto ceremony happens, it's kind of just like, all right, now we're just kind of waiting for Scottie to go. So once we get to that point, I think that it's good that we have the flexibility to show it in the way that we do.
Okay, so Taran, we got to the Zingbot, and President Zingbot is here. I mean, I would love to be able to follow the story of the Zingbot. You know, the arc of the Zingbot. The Zingbot came in, then the Zingbot met his wife, Mrs. Zingbot. Then they had a baby. Then I feel like I kind of lost the thread of the story. But back in 2016, the Mr. Zingbot ended up with the very unprecedented move of running for president of something. I'm not sure exactly what Zingbot is the president of. But then we've really been following the thread of the political scandal-filled life of the Zingbot since his rise to power in 2016.
It's I don't know where they're getting this storyline, Rob. It sounds very unfamiliar to me. It's honestly it's a little far-fetched. They're really going out there. It's not very realistic.
Yeah. And this time around, and President Zingbot is a corrupt president.
Very corrupt, yeah.
He's really mired in scandal. Again, I don't know that the story of the Zingbot, go back to the Zingbot and myself come into Big Brother podcasting at that same point in Big Brother 12, and we've been following it now for 8 summers in a row. And it was like, okay, he was a robot and just was dating, and now all of a sudden he's like this super corrupt politician, and he's got all these scandals going on and photos. It's just an odd story.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely, Rob.
Is that what happened to the Zingbot?
He got HOH-itis.
All right, well,
President-itis.
Yeah, we'll get to President-itis. So we'll get to that. But okay, let's just talk through the zings real quick. You give me a letter grade on these zings tonight, Taran. We had first up. People say robots are heartless, emotionless, and soulless. Did I say robots? I mean Angela.
Yeah, I mean, what is wrong with Angela was much better.
Yeah.
So I'll give that one a C. It's very average.
I thought the bigger zing was Tyler not really defending Angela. He's like, oh, well, she's hot, though.
Yeah.
Zing.
I mean, honestly, Brent's talked about it. I feel like the cold, heartless Angela is more attractive than otherwise.
Okay. Then the second one was, then we had one for Scottie. What's blonde with blue eyes that has a crush on Brett? Scottie! That was a good one. That was an A.
Yes, he's got the mist. So charismatic.
Nailed it. Okay. Kaycee, you have all of the Big Brother viewers shouting, let's go to another channel. Again, I thought the Zingbot nailed it again. What are you going to zing Kaycee on?
Well, there's always one. There's always one every season that's going to get the, you're not on the show, you're boring. And Kaycee definitely earned hers.
How did Kaycee handle that? Did she just water off a duck's back, or
she handled it exactly how you would figure somebody who would receive that joke would handle it, which is very blandly.
Well, I'm glad they also called out that she's trying to make "let's go" happen as a catchphrase.
Let's go. I don't say that. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fessy said it a million times also after he won the HOH. I do think like it's one of these things like Gumpy where a lot of people in the house have started to say it.
Yeah, Fessy also says boy a lot, which I'm not a fan of.
Not good. Brett, you're so fresh and so clean. That's because you're a giant douche. Phoned it in, Zingbot. C-.
Yeah, there's so much that you could do there with Brett, and it's basically just straight up calling him a douche. It's like you can do better.
Yeah. Tyler, Zingbot basically said, "What's extra greasy and burnt to a crisp with a side of zits?" Tyler, I didn't even get this one.
Yeah, I've never heard them talk about Tyler being like unhygienic, and I mean I could be wrong, but I don't recall seeing much like acne or anything on Tyler. Like it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah. So that's a D for me. Fessy, I was surprised to learn you are a part-time teacher, but because you are a full-time moron. I feel like not super original, but JC saying
Faysal is a moron.
And also JC in the moment going, "Oh, you're not a moron. You're not."
I'll give it a B.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's also just basically flat out calling Fessy a moron. But unlike Brett, who like would totally own his douchiness, this is something that like Fessy kind of needs to hear.
And then,
which I think bumps it up a grade.
Yes, JC. The only thing thicker than your accent is your back hair.
There's again so much there for JC, and we got nothing. We got back hair. Well, that was from what, episode 3? Like, come on.
Haleigh, you were so good at reading Hamlet, but the real Greek tragedy was your HOH week. I mean, what are you gonna zing Haleigh for, except her relationship with Fessy?
Right. I think they might have gone for the whole Scottie love triangle, Kaitlyn love, like all the love triangles she's been a part of. But Sam beat them to it, so
she's the ultimate zinger. Okay, and then we could close it out with really the ultimate burn. Everybody was like down on the ground after this one. Yeah, you thought that the house fire was only yesterday on the feeds. Sam, you love to tell everyone how real you are. Real effing crazy.
See, this is what Zingbot is for, is like like with the Fessy thing, where it's like it's there to say the things that people in the house feel or the audience feels that like nobody is willing to say. And so as soon as Zingbot says this, they're all like, oh my god.
They're hiding, they're running away. JC in the diary room is like, Zingbot, we have to live with her. What are you doing?
JC was the star of that whole segment. He was fantastic with every single reaction.
He was great. So funny, all of that. All right. So we get to, we go to Zingalago. Really walking on thin ice over here with the Big Brother production. And we see that Zingbot has incriminating photos that need to be hidden. And we get to the old hide a veto competition. And we go through it. Brett with some adaptive gameplay here, Taran.
Yes, and
give credit strategy.
Yeah, I would give credit to Scottie as well. I thought his strategy was also pretty decent, but Brett's was obviously more effective. I think we have a new optimal strategy here for the hide and go seek veto.
Yeah, I wonder if now the game is broken. And that assumes that people will watch this season, but that will 6 people just go in and not look for other vetoes and just make like a giant pile until eventually people start to look at the other piles?
Well, I do feel like, once you do Brett's thing where you throw a bunch of mattresses on, I feel like that's probably not going to work again, because now if somebody sees a huge pile of mattresses, they're going to be like, something is in here for sure. Whereas Scottie's was a little more subtle. So I feel like Scottie's sort of like, mine is under a thing. So I'm going to put liquid. So you're not going to like put your face in the liquid in order to see. Like that might be the more effective way moving forward, even though Brett's was more effective this time.
Okay, here's my strategy. So I'm going to take the Brett strategy and go next level on it, where I'm going to hide my veto like next to the big pile in the mattress, like somewhere else in that room, off to the side maybe, where people are going to be like, oh, big pile must be at the bottom of the big pile. But in reality, it's like 5 feet away from the big pile.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, I think even just like if it's in the have not room, but the whole place is just full of mattresses and stuff, just making it harder to get in there. I don't know how much time they have in the house every time, but if it takes them 2 minutes just to get to the other side of the room, then that's 2 minutes they can't spend looking. So even if you're just not under everything, if it's just like on the side, then they're spending all that time getting to the other side of the room and then looking under the mattresses and not even bothering to see like what else is in there probably.
I really did not like what Scottie did. I understand what you're saying from a strategic game point or game plan, but it's somebody's going to get hurt. That's I come back to on these, like, people are like running into the house as fast as they can. I mean, we saw Brett, eat it, running into the house. A couple of people, if somebody, I mean, we saw with Christmas last season, how much it could impact the game when somebody has an injury like that. I mean, if somebody just wipes out and, has to be removed from the game because of this high to veto competition, like, I think that's the juice is not worth the squeeze, the spilled juice, especially.
Yes. And honestly, when I was looking at them in the bathroom a little bit later on, it looked like there were towels on the floor. Like, I would not be surprised if they shut this competition down for a moment and told people to go in and clean up the liquid so that people wouldn't slip anymore, because it was gone. It was gone in that bathroom later on in the competition. So at the very least, somebody cleaned it. Whether or not production mandated that is, obviously unknown. But it was cleaned up at some point. And obviously, I think in the future, they will probably have some kind of no liquid rule.
Yeah, I think that's probably for the best. I know a lot of people were tweeting this over the weekend, but the most Faute thing possible happened where we saw Fessy come out that he had the Haleigh folder. Haleigh was the one that found the Scottie folder. Who found the Fessy folder?
I believe Scottie did.
Yeah, it was just a very circular firing squad.
Yeah, Tyler and Angela, briefly before the competition started, they were speculating about what kind of veto it could be. And they started talking about, well, what if it's the hide and go seek veto? They were trying to think, where would we hide it? And then tell each other where their spots would be so that they wouldn't find each other's veto. They didn't have enough time and they weren't sure enough that would be the competition. So it didn't end up working. But that is definitely the strategy. If you have allies and you think this competition might be coming up, tell them where you're going to hide yours. They can not only help you hide it further, but they can not screw you over by finding your veto folder.
Okay. So after it all plays out, Brett has the veto. Scottie is a desperate man. He's talking with Sam and with Brett. And Sam's like, hey, I like both of you guys, but I got a plan. I got a plan. I'm going to get Haleigh up on the block. You watch. I'm going to go talk to Fessy. He's going to be putty in my hands once I give him the plan to get Haleigh up on the block.
Look, Sam is a secret mastermind, Rob, and you don't even know. You just wait until you watch her pitch, Rob.
It was such an awkward conversation with Sam and Fessy where she's like, "Hey, I got it. We're gonna put up Haleigh," and he was just like, "Oh, Sam." This is a great moment towards the end.
Give me that pinky.
That was the noise that Fessy made. Give me that pinky. Come on.
Rob, don't you recall how I got to be on this podcast? It was me. I had a conversation with you, and I said, Rob, give me that pinky. Come on, Rob. Get me on that show. Get me on the podcast. Rob. Give me pinky.
Aaron, I love you. Come here. Bring it in.
Give me that pinky.
I forgot to play this clip also. This was Scottie in the veto when he came out with the veto that he found. He said this, which was also really bizarre.
Secrets are no fun.
Oh, man, Scottie.
Poor Scottie. Boy.
Scottie's losing it a little in there.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, he's losing it. All right. Then we just got to even Fessy was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "What is wrong? What is wrong with you, Sam?"
And I love the 1-2 punch too, and I presented this way in the update as well, where it's like he wakes up to Sam doing this, and he's so confused, and then he walks inside and he's like, he sits down for a little bit of sanity with Scottie, and in his head he's just like, man, can you believe what I just went through? Like, I almost want to tell Scottie, but I don't trust him. And then all of a sudden Scottie's like, hey, Fessy, you know what you should do? It's like, what is happening?
Yeah, Haleigh?
I'll phrase it this way. Kaitlyn 2.0.
Kaitlyn 2.0.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. So,
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. That's the episode. Let's take some questions. We still got to talk about live feeds. Supersized update tonight. All right. So let's go ahead and bring in some of these questions that Scott St. Pierre has put together. Swaggy T wants to know, did Scottie miss an opportunity to get Sam renommed? Obviously, Haleigh wasn't ever going to work, but if he could talk to Haleigh and get her to pressure Fessy, at least he'd have a chance against Sam. All right. So Taran, do you think that we will see the possibility of Sam going up on the block in tomorrow night's episode?
Yes, I think that we will.
Okay. Yeah, because we might, it might be presumptive to just assume we're going to open with the veto meeting. Maybe we're going to then see, then a push to, can Scottie save himself and get Sam on the block?
I would assume so. I think that we are going to see this. I think we're going to see some more fallout from the attempt to get Haleigh up as well.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I think we talked about that question with Kaitlyn already. If we don't have more questions yet, then why don't we go ahead and go to the live feeds and talk about what we can expect on Thursday night. All right. Let's do. Let's see. From Golden, have we ever had a situation like in this recent Big Brother where the veto meeting wasn't shown on the Wednesday? I think it's happened before, but it is certainly rare.
Yeah, and I think usually when it happens, it's like for a particular reason, and there wasn't really a particular reason this time. So if it has happened, I don't think it's happened in this way, but I can't recall a time that has happened.
Okay. Taran, Steph wants to know, why does no one ever hide their veto card upstairs in the comp? Is upstairs off limits? I would imagine, right?
Yes, it's upstairs is off limits. Not allowed to go up there.
Okay. Jonathan says, so this was supposed to be double eviction. Do you think that that's why they carried over the veto ceremony to Thursday's show? I'm convinced there will be no double this season. What do you think? I don't know if that had anything to do with the lack of a double eviction so far with why they pushed the veto ceremony into Thursday. Taran, do you have a call on whether or not there will be a double eviction this season?
Vegas did recently tweet about this, saying that, or at least reconfirming that Allison Grodner has said every season has at least one double eviction. So Vegas says there was an original double eviction plan that was scrapped due to Kaitlyn, but no definite news. But I think we should still expect some kind of double eviction one way or another.
Okay. All right, let's get into talking about what is going on the live feeds as we preview Thursday night's eviction show. Of course, we will be live at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time, just like we've been every Thursday this season, to talk about what it will hopefully be another exciting eviction episode tomorrow night. So be on the lookout for that. And so let's talk about the spoilers.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
a spoiler.
Warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
spoiler
against this country has been detected and that protective action should be taken.
Hide the veto everywhere, get liquid, throw it out. Okay. All right. Taran, throw some mattresses out there on these spoilers.
All right. Well, spoiler, Brett used the veto on himself.
Oh.
And Kaycee went up as his replacement. Not Haleigh.
Go
not
on the block.
Yes. So there you go. Kaycee's up on the block as the pawn. Nobody plans on voting Kaycee out. It should be at this point a unanimous vote to send Scottie home.
Yeah. Taran, potentially is this, are we headed towards what could be our most straightforward eviction night here through, what is this, eviction number 8?
Yes, I believe it is eviction number 8, and it should be straightforward. Obviously, one of the less straightforward nomination cycles, but should be a very straightforward eviction cycle. Nobody's flip-flopping here. There shouldn't be any way that Scottie stays here.
Okay. All right. So we'll see what the fallout is going to be. How has Scottie been holding up, Taran, as he is going down the Green Mile here?
He's starting to crack a little. He sees Fessy as the mastermind that's orchestrated all of this. He's starting to steal household supplies.
Why?
From the storage room. Because he feels like it. He can fit them in his bag. So he's kind of talking to himself, and I'm gonna take their toothpaste, and
It's like
I'm
an
gonna
eBay thing?
I'll take some of this. What's that?
An eBay thing?
I don't think so. I think he's just doing it to be spiteful, in a weird but funny, I guess, way.
Yeah.
He took all the condoms. Yes, he also took all the condoms.
If I'm not having sex, nobody is.
Yeah, there was like diarrhea pills, and he was like, we had these all along. When do you even take these?
Scottie, don't people need those condoms, okay? The Big Brother house is no place for unprotected sex. Okay?
Definitely don't want to be doing that.
That's what the word is. Okay. All right. So Scottie, bringing those condoms to jury.
Where they'll be needed.
Okay. So how do you think Scottie's going to handle the actual eviction on Thursday?
I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's a super fan. He knows what's coming. He knows that he's going to be voted out as well. So I think he'll handle it. He's going to be one of the few, actually thinking about it, he will be the only person this season who will be voted out knowing that it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Every other person, even Kaitlyn, thought she was going to stay, or at least had a decent idea that she might stay. And then obviously with the bonus life, she thought that might keep her as well. So Scottie's going to be the first person that's not blindsided on Thursday night. Okay.
Do you feel like there is a high likelihood of Haleigh and Fessy being up on the block coming into next Thursday night, or at least into next veto ceremony?
Yes, I do think there is a very high likelihood
Fessy can't play in the HOH. It's all on Haleigh coming up for that side.
Yes. And even just as we were talking, there had been talk of maybe putting Haleigh and Sam up on the block, but they've kind of switched, and they're now maybe leaning more toward Fessy and Haleigh, just straight up nominate them, just in case, they don't want Fessy to win the veto and then use it on Haleigh. That would be unfortunate. So looking like it's probably going to be Fessy and Haleigh on the block.
You know what? I think that will be very fun to watch, just the two of them on the block, where Haleigh is going to be like, see? I know you said that the TV Haleigh is different than feet Haleigh, but I do feel like that she's going to be annoyed with Fessy, and then he'll be like, well, what did you want me to do? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it'll be great.
They're fighting nonstop when they're both in power.
Yeah.
Haleigh was HOH, and then Fessy was HOH, and they've been fighting nonstop as the two HOHs. If they are on the block together, I have no idea. You know what? Maybe they'll finally get along when they're on the block together. Maybe that will be the time for them to come together.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts heading into tomorrow's eviction, Taran? You want to talk about the fire?
Yes, there was a fire in the oven that turned the feeds off for a little while. They got it under control. I believe it was Brett. Yes. I believe it was his
was
fault.
it the coffee grounds that were poured into the oven?
That was also considered as a possible cause, but they can't really talk about it without the feeds going down, so it's hard to know.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we have any other questions. Rockstar's daughter's birthday on Twitter says, is Brett getting better and better every week for you guys? Yeah, I mean, he was especially good during the Veto diary rooms.
Yeah, he's really going full ham in the diary room, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, he was very funny throughout that whole competition. This is one from Stan's funeral. Was Zingbot's crispy comment about Tyler an intentional pun, or am I giving production too much credit?
Maybe that's where it came from. Maybe that's why they were like, oh, yeah, crispy, zits, baked. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like they always have trouble with the quote unquote mastermind of the season because they don't want to give anything away. So they have to come up with something that's not really relevant. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Gilly says, do you think Fessy plays Goose Goose Duck instead of Duck Duck Goose? What is he? Bizarro Fessy?
Yeah.
It looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck.
Then it must be a goose.
It must be a goose. Can't fool me. Okay. Stan's funeral. Brett's mattress strategy actually good, or are these people just dumb? Actually good, I thought.
Yeah, I think it was clearly effective, and I think it can be effective in future competitions.
Okay. TJ Clifford wants to know, has defense ever been used as a veto strategy in hide and go veto? Also, God bless Scottie for pouring that liquid on the floor. That's from Rachel Brock. So she liked it.
Yes. Defense has been used as a strategy before, but not to the extent that Brett used it. It's been like, oh, let's just throw some pillows on top. Let's throw some blankets, but not let's take literally every mattress and chair and everything that I can find and just shove it into a room.
He does have an advantage of being so strong that he's able to actually pick up furniture and throw it in there. Okay. Let's see if we got anything else, Scott. We talked about the zings. What was the most accurate zing tonight? Anything? Sam. Sam.
Or Fessy.
Yes. Then Taran, how long did it take for the house to get clean? That's from Wild Whites.
It was actually pretty quick. They got it done in just a couple hours, I think. So
okay.
Faster than you might expect.
All right. So we got a lot of great stuff coming up. Of course, Taran will be back tomorrow morning to set up your eviction Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Kaitlyn will probably be watching unless she has something else to do.
I hope so.
Could be at the same time as yoga. But yeah, get your updates the same way Kaitlyn does, and check out, here's what else is coming up. We've got American Ninja Warrior 10 Minneapolis City Finals. So check out what Taran and Lita had to say about the Minneapolis City Finals on the American Ninja Warrior wrap up, and then the challenge, Final Reckoning, starring Paulie Calafiore and friends. Episode 7 recap is up from Allie and Brian in our wrap-up feed as well. And then, hey, the Survivor Australia Week 4 wrap-up is up. And I believe Nick got a great guest. Scott, is this the episode that I'm on? Is this the episode that I did? Scott's
yes,
muted.
it is. It is.
It is. Well, how come I'm not in the picture? I'm not a good guest?
Rob, I didn't think you wanted to, draw that attention.
Yes.
I don't know. That's a pretty good pulling on the rope picture right there.
You don't want to block out Fenella with the rope.
I've been able to get action shots from Australia this year, so that's why I've been running with that.
Yes. Okay. That, believe it or not, that I had a great time chatting with Nick Iadanza about the first 10 episodes of Australian Survivor and this week's action. So check that out on our wrap up feed as well. Love catching up with Nick. And then, of course, the Survivor $100,000 Pierre Rahat mid. We had a great time. Taran, Brent was an integral part of getting this all set up. Brett LaBelle versus Kellen Bechtold, and we had a great time. I think you should watch the video of that one. I posted the podcast as well. I'm not sure if the audio-only version tells the story, but we had a lot of fun. Some people were like, why is this a thing? And then other people were like, we loved it. So if you're into game shows, check that out. And then Thursday morning, get your updates the way that Kaitlyn does from Taran Armstrong, and very appropriate. Scott St. Pierre has put Scottie as the picture for what in all likelihood will be Scottie's final live feed update of the season.
Mm-hmm. Rob, as long as I'm interrupting a lot tonight, I just want to say, these pictures each time for the morning updates have been 100% random.
Oh, okay. Well, I like to read into them.
Yes, it's every time you do.
Yeah, it's like a tarot card of Big Brother. Is that,
the Edgic for the live feed updates.
Ooh,
yes.
The dreaded Scottie card. Not good. Okay. You never want to get your picture on eviction day. And then we will be back tomorrow night to talk about it all. Who's on with me tomorrow night, Taran?
I believe Brent and Melissa will both be there.
Catch up with Brent and Melissa coming up on Taran did back-to-back shows with me, so we'll catch up with Brent and Melissa on Thursday night. And of course, want to thank our wonderful patrons. Of course, they make all of this nonsense possible. They have manifested this podcast, and with their support, we are here night after night, day after day, covering all things Big Brother and more. So thank you all. To find out more about the benefits of becoming a patron, go to robhasawebsite.com/patron. Okay, thanks so much, Scott, for putting all that together. And Taran, here we are. And now it's starting to look, if we look over the over yonder there, we're starting to see that we're closing in on 1 month to the finale of this thing.
Yeah, we're about 2/3 in. And man, what a great season it's been. Hopefully it closes out strong as well.
Yes. Are you starting to fantasize about sleeping in one day, Taran?
No, actually.
Okay. All right. Taran's an early riser. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What a great show. What was your biggest takeaway from Kaitlyn tonight, Taran?
I am very impressed with the people who can come out of the house and handle it well and be good sports about the fact that, people, they laughed at them and made jokes and all of that. Anyone that can come out of the house and take that well, I have a lot of respect for, regardless of anything else. So that's my main takeaway from Kaitlyn.
Yeah, I said it when she was on, but I do think that she is resilient. I feel like that a lot of people, had they gone through everything she experienced, then to lose the game in the way that she lost it, I think it would have just completely crushed them. And I do think that she is able to get up off the mat and come back and laugh at herself and not take herself too seriously and say she's the mastermind and everything that's happening now is a direct result of her being there and stuff like that. So she's had the perfect attitude coming off of one of these shows.
Yes, I agree. And good to know that she's watching the updates.
Yes. Okay. All right. So thanks so much, Taran. Thanks so much to Scott. And thanks to all of you who checked out tonight's show. Make sure you subscribe, not just to the podcast, but to our YouTube channel as well. Click that bell to get notified whenever we've got a new video as well. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.